Back here on a special opening day edition of the MLB pregame show. Matt Vasgersian here counting down the minutes until the new season gets underway. And before it does, we'll check out our first Topps Player Spotlight. Michael Candyman will be our focus. And we get a good look at him there from a few moments ago as he was presented with his well-deserved AL MVP trophy. A great moment in his career.
Well, he really deserved this award too, Matt. Some years, there's really a debate as to who should have won, but last year, I think the majority of people really believed that he was the most valuable player in the American League. I mean, he put up some really impressive numbers, and without him, I think his team would not have been the same.
From the oldest park in baseball, MLB The Show comes your way from Fenway Park in Boston. Opening day is here as we get the new season underway with a good matchup between the Chicago White Sox and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. It's finally here. Welcome to our special opening day edition of Baseball on the Show. I'm joined by Eric Karros and Steve Lyons. And Steve, as we get set to get things going, it's the pitching that has to be considered one of the strong points on this ball club.
Yeah, and pitching is going to be important for these guys. No question about it. They're only going to go as far as this group right here is going to take them. And to me, it looks like a staff that's capable of getting the job done.
The game's count starting now. It's opening day. It's the show. And it's coming up next. Back now as we draw ever closer to first pitch. Let's listen in to public address announcer Mike Carter. At the plate, Michael Candyman. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Right down Broadway that time. Strike one.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well. Especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. Now a ball hit to center field and deep. Back goes the center fielder way back, and that ball is gone. Two-run shot to straightaway center as the Red Sox have moved out 3-0.
And you know, after a month down in spring training, near the end, you start to get a little anxious waiting for the season to get going. I guarantee it, he's been
ready to take his hacks again. Michael Candyman, as he'll look to follow up the two-run homer he launched over the wall last time up. Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. He's around first on his way to second now. And he's not stopping. He wants three. And it's in time as he's out at third as the good relay gets him. Michael Candyman strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Line towards center field. Eaton will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. Pretty painless half of the inning. Michael Candyman strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Hit hard towards center, and that's a base hit, so a chance for some important insurance here to kick off the bottom of the eighth.
Yeah, he's swinging a pretty hot bat here. 3 for 4 now after the base hit. That wasn't a little bleeder. That ball was smoked.
And some stirring now in the White Sox bullpen as it looks like a right-hander's up and throwing. Hard liner to center field. In there, a base hit. And the throw will come in quickly from center, so despite the hit and run, they won't get the extra base here.
Boy, and here you can't get angry at a hitter for hitting the ball too hard. but I think because this got to the outfield grass in such a hurry, that runner from first had to put on the brakes, or the hit and run could have backfired at third base.
Hit sharply on the ground. And that's through into left, a base hit. And the runner from second is in to score. They'll add on to their total as the run scores all the way from first. Make it 5-1.
And that's what those...
And a very good performance offensively for this bunch. But out of everyone, I think we should single out this fellow right here as our top player of the game.
And you have to feel good for that guy right there. The games finally count, and he comes out on opening day and turns in a great performance. That's how you want to get your season started.
Both teams getting their final warm-ups in as we welcome you back to the MLB pregame show. First pitch of Game 2 in our series is right around the corner, but before we turn... The crowd is ready to erupt as their guys get set to take the field. Let's join. Michael Candyman gets his first cuts now. The bases are empty, and there are two away here in the opening frame. Swing and a ball driven to deep left center. The outfielders give chase, but this one is gone. A home run. Michael Candyman stands in again. He got a hold of one and went yard in his first plate appearance.
Well, the last time he saw a fastball and hit it pretty well, so we'll see how they work him this time. You can throw him more fastballs, but you better not put it in that location. How about it?
Michael Candyman strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Quintana sets. Here comes the first pitch. Drilled right back up the middle. That gets through, and he'll reach base again on his second base hit of the game. So now they'll have two men in scoring position following the two-out double.
And the way their starter's throwing, another run here, that might be all they need. He's into scoring position now with a double.
Some action now in the White Sox bullpen. They'll stand up a lefty and a right-hander to throw. Down the third baseline. In to score is the runner from third. A dive, but he can't make the play, and it's down the left field line. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second, make it 5-1. Michael Candyman will stand in again, but first we'll flash you back to the very first inning of the ballgame. And here you go, a solo home run that had him off and running early on. In there, and it's 0-1. Hit hard back up the middle, and that is through into center field for a one-out single. Trent Candyman steps in. He's running towards second. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. And a sliding attempt at first, but this sneaks by him, a base hit. And the run will score all the way from first. It's 6-1. And as we wrap things up here, what do you say we name this guy right here as the recipient of our Topps Player of the Game award?
Yeah, no question he was a tough out up there. You see the three...
Back here. Afternoon baseball for you now on the show, coming your way from venerable Fenway Park. Michael Candyman will stand in. He too had 3 hits in the win last night. First offering on its way. And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Working the plate is Larry Bullard.
Well, my man Larry, he's solid. Rarely do many people get upset with his calling of the strike zone because...
And he's into second safely with a stolen base. 1 out and a runner on second base. Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap. Around third and being waved on home. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score. Trent Candyman will stand in. A couple of hits in that ball game last night. And the runner's breaking for third. Grounded back up the middle. Tulowitzki has it in time to first, and there are 2 away. Tim Popboy gets his first shot now, trying to cash in with a runner at third and 2 gone. Ready with 2 balls and a strike. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run's in to score from third. It's a 2-0 ball game. Michael Candyman stands in after hitting an RBI double his first time around.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit up in the zone, and he didn't miss it. Really looking for it again right here.
And a fastball's in there for strike 1. On a big swing, and he crushes this ball deep. My goodness, a long home run.
Center fielder
Michael Candyman will come up now in yet another big RBI opportunity.
And he's got 4 already, and he's got a chance to make this a game to remember.
Around third and being waved on home. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second. Trent Candyman will stand in another dangerous spot here in the inning as this ball game is hanging on the precipice of getting out of hand.
Yeah, I think you have to get this guy if you're going to have any chance of sticking around. Even a single here might put this one out of reach.
Oh, he lifts a high pop-up, drifting into foul territory on the right side. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out. Tim Popboy steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Looking to minimize the damage here. And he goes the other way as this is hit high and deep out to straightaway left. And the run is in to score from third. Throw won't get him.
Well, this is just a great...
Michael Candyman will step toward the box here, and as he does, we flash you back to inning number 3 as you check out his 3-run home run, a big blow early on. Into the windup and the pitch. 92 splits the plate, and it's strike 1.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd be in any big hurry to challenge this guy again. I'd see if I could make him go out of the zone, maybe chase a bad pitch.
That's taken. Now it's 0-2. Oh, and he turns another one around here. And his fine ball game will continue. Give him another home run.
leading off for the Red Sox.
Striding in and working on a terrific performance in this one, Michael Candyman, and we'll see if he can put together a rare 5-hit performance here. And that'll get down for what should be extra bases. Around first, on his way to second now, and he will pull in here with a leadoff double. And some stirring now in the White Sox bullpen as it looks like a right-hander's up and throwing. Now a pickoff play at second, and he just manages to get his hand in. A runner at second, nobody out. Runner breaks for third. Pitches a cold strike. The throw not nearly in time as he takes third easily. Outside and a full count, 3-2. EK, where are you going now on 3-2?
I still got to work a corner. Not just going to throw it right down the middle and grab a strike. Can't be a giveaway pitch.
Throw to first is in time, but meanwhile the runner is in to score. Michael Candyman stands in again here with 2 home runs already to his name in this one.
And you know what, Matt? He's just made it look so easy out there. I think they've got to change their approach right here. Use some caution or something.
First pitch is a slider called for a strike. There's a well-hit ball out to right center field. Around third and being waved on home. And the run is in to score from second. And not in time as the second run scores. It's in time, and he's out at the plate, so they'll get... So a good offensive showing for these guys, but if we had to pick one player that stood out, that's our man right there. He's our top player of the game. This is the MLB pregame show, and I'm Matt Vasgersian, and as we draw nearer to the first pitch of Game 1 in the series, we'll give you the latest installment of our Topps Player Spotlight. Michael Candyman will be in the glow, and not only was he an all-star during the midseason break, but he also shined the brightest out of all the great players in the game as he won the All-Star Game's MVP award.
You know, that's one of those honors, Matt, that's just really cool to get. Like you said, it means that you can dominate against the best of the best in the major leagues. Also, remember this, he's a big reason why his league's representative in the World Series will now have home field advantage this year.
All right, lineups and first pitch are coming up next. Friday Night Baseball now from Fenway Park here in Boston. Tonight, the first of this... Michael Candyman will stand in, coming off what could only be described as a career afternoon yesterday as he finished 6 for 6. And he pours this one in at the letters, 0-1. EK as the Jays take the field here tonight. It's been a promising start to the new year as they've taken 3 of the first 4 contests.
And the thing about baseball is that each new day brings a new opportunity. So we'll see if these guys are up to the task here.
Has to be thinking strikeout here. Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap. Around third and being waved on home. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score.
Already their second double of the ballgame here in the first inning. He's not fooled too many guys out there to this point, that's for sure.
Gray sets, coming home with the 1-1 pitch. Pitch outside. The throw is not in time as he just gets in ahead of the throw. 1 out and a runner on third. Slider can't find the zone here, and he's behind now 3-1. So let's take a peek at the umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Ricky Holiday.
Well, kind of strangely, Holiday has a bit of a reputation for rewarding a high strike. And that can really upset the hitter sometimes because the pitcher isn't usually trying to throw it there. So we'll see if any of that shows up.
1-1, here it is. Swing and a line drive, but this will be foul. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Ready on 1-2. Drilled down the line. Scooped up. Throw to first, not in time as the run is across to score.
Another example here where speed is such a weapon in this game. Look at him just flying down that first baseline. Not only is he going to wind up with an infield single, but he's also going to pick up the RBI.
Michael Candyman digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3. Gray gets the sign. Here's the first pitch. In the air to center field and deep back is the center fielder. Back he goes, but this is going to be a home run. So it's a solo shot to dead center. Home run number 5 on the year as the Red Sox have moved out 3-0.
Well, apparently
Michael Candyman comes forward now. A home run in his last at-bat.
Well, that was a fastball that he hit then, so we'll see if they go after him with hard stuff again.
Watches a fastball right there for strike one. Tough spot here for a left-handed hitter, facing a guy that's exceptionally tough on lefties.
Yeah, you generally get so many at-bats against right-handed pitching.
Hang on, this is hit deep into right center. This looks to have enough, and it does. A home run. So a 3-run shot to right center field, his second of the game. As they pile on, it's now 6-0. Michael Candyman will stand in now with 5 RBIs to his credit already and a chance to add on some more.
And you know, Matt, the way he's attacked the baseball so far, why stop now?
And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one.
Yeah, even with 2 on and 2 away, this is not a guy that's going to back down out there. He comes right after him with a fastball, and he gets ahead.
Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. Around third and being waved on home. They'll cash in here as the run is in to score from third. The run scores from second. It's a 9-1 ball game.
Boy, 2 more RBIs there. Makes it 7 for him on the night. He's definitely had the hot hand all game long.
Trent Candyman will stand in. One of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far.
Yeah, guys, he's got to be feeling a little bit like that dog that gets left out in the rain while the rest of the family's inside by the fire. I guess he's just not seeing what everyone else is.
Here's a little chopper up the middle. Gonna be a tough play. And the runner will be tagged out at the plate, so a costly decision there. So they pick up 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. 7th inning coming up. It's the Red Sox 9 and the Blue Jays 1. Well, a pretty good offensive show of force in this one. Probably at least a couple of players deserving. But, gentlemen, let's go ahead and give this man the nod as our top player of the game.
Yeah, this game wasn't exactly a pitcher's duel, but take a look at all the RBIs. He was an absolute menace with runners in scoring position.
Both teams getting their final warm-ups in as we welcome you back to the MLB pregame show. First pitch of Game 2 in our series is right around the corner. Well, it's not quite a nor'easter, but the rain's coming down pretty good here at Fenway Park in Boston. Tonight, Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. Which of these two will prevail? Next on the show. With that, a look at John Gibbons' lineup for the visiting Blue Jays. Who's the one to watch, EK?
You know, I'm looking forward to seeing what that guy in the 5 spot can do.
Michael Candyman will stand in, and as you can see the big number there, he's up over 400 to begin the campaign. Waka comes set. Here comes the first pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike one.
And you know what? These days, so many guys are throwing in the high 90s. It makes those mid to low 90s guys look easy. But I'll tell you what, if he mixes his pitches well, it can still be plenty fast to have to deal with.
The 0-2 delivery. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Calling for it, Pompey. Oh, he botched it. So some real problems out there that time as it'll wind up in E7. Trent Candyman will dig in now. And as you can see, he's well over 300 here to start this new campaign. Hit high and deep out to left center field. Ranging back is Pilar at the track. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second. They'll add on to their total as the run scores all the way from first. Michael Candyman will get a shot here in a bases-loaded situation, and you'd have to say they've got the right man for the job up here.
Yeah, team leader in RBIs. He's got a shot to push that lead out even further if he could come through here.
Well, this is in the air to left center field and deep. Can they run this one down? I don't think so. It's going to land beyond him for extra bases. And he throws it away. Carlos Rodon is going to come on now here in just the second inning, so he'll likely be asked to work a few innings here. And now the Blue Jays get a left-hander up and throwing in their bullpen.
Carlos Rodon.
Lofted in the air out toward right center. Reddick is calling for it. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone. And he will score on the sacrifice fly.
Now batting, left fielder, Jim Popboy.
Well, you knew this was definitely going to be close, and that turned out to be a pretty good throw home from out there in right field.
Michael Candyman stands in another RBI spot. He's already got 3 in the game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many good pitches he's going to see right here. He's been too much of a factor in this game. I wouldn't pitch to him.
And a high strike there, 0-1.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd be in any big hurry to challenge this guy again. I'd see if I could make him go out of the zone, maybe chase a bad pitch.
Now a shot to center field. Back goes the center fielder, but this ball has plenty behind it, and it's a home run. Two-run shot to straight. Michael Candyman steps to the plate here, working on a 5 RBI game. Quite a performance we're seeing from him in this one.
Just posting some gaudy numbers in this one, Matt. One to remember for sure.
Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Here's a drive out toward the gap in left center. Around third and being waved on home. And the run is in to score from second. And he will pull into second with an RBI double.
Well, I got to tell you, I love the way this guy just lets it rip. Ahead in the count, behind in the count. It really doesn't matter to this guy. He's just going to go up packing. And he drives in a run right here as he just drills this one for 2 bases.
And this pitch is taken high and away to fill the count. It's 3-2. Now some definite signs of life in that Toronto bullpen. Both a lefty and a right-hander begin to throw. Hit hard to short. And safe, says the first base umpire, as the throw is too late. And the runner from second is in to score. Michael Candyman will stride in, but first we take you back to the third as you take another look here at his 2-run homer that had him rolling early on. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. around third and being waved on home. And the run is in to score from second, and the run will score all the way from first. Rick Kramer will come on now in a mop-up role as he'll just try and keep this deficit from growing any larger. Trent Candyman will be the first one to greet him here, as he'll be doing so with the runner in scoring position and still nobody out. Pitch taken for ball 4, the throw. And there will be no throw as he takes third with ease.
The left fielder, number 2.
Tim Hopboy will step in, a ground-out victim as last time.
And Matt, with the double play in order, they'll obviously be looking to induce another ground ball out of him right here.
Dive, but it's in and out of the glove, and the run should score. In to score is the runner from third.
And the beat goes on. Another great at-bat, and what else is new? They've now thrown 15 runs up on the scoreboard.
Michael Candyman is set to take some more swings. He homered back in the third inning. High in the air, carrying well out to deep center. Pilar ranging back. And this one is gone. A home run. A handful of fine individual performances to choose from in this one, boys. But what do you say we go ahead and let this man take home the hardware? He's our tops player of the game.
Yeah, maybe a little disappointing that he couldn't finish off the cycle, especially since all he needed was the single. But all in all, still a great offense.
Back here on Sunday afternoon baseball on the show as we welcome you inside Fenway Park in Boston. Today, the finale of this 3-game week. Michael Candyman will hope his heroics from last night can carry over to this one as he's coming off a 5-hit ball game. And a fastball's in there for strike 1. And Eric, the Blue Jays, as they enter play here this afternoon, they come off another loss last time out, and in fact they've dropped 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, and the pitching really let them down last time. Too often their guys were falling behind and having to throw fastballs on 2-0 or 3-1. That'll catch up with you after a while.
Looking up is Pilar. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back.
Now batting.
Ready to take his hacks again, Michael Candyman, as he'll look to follow up the 2-run homer he launched over the wall last time up. And the Sox keep pouring it on. This is extra bases as well. And he'll make it in there with a 2-out double.
Now batting.
Trent Candyman walks into the box, reached base with a double his first time up.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another Michigan drive right here. He's had the bat taken out of his hands. You see right there, a lot of pitchers just said, hey, with an open base, forget about it. I'm going to let the next guy try to beat me.
Tim Hopboy will step in now with 3 home in the inning and another 2 men out there on base.
This inning's really starting to unravel quickly from a defensive point of view. This is where you need a nice pop-up in a big way.
And now the Blue Jays get a left-hander up and throwing in their bullpen. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Now a ball hit sharply toward third. And this is down for extra bases, and with 2 out, this might get them both home. And the run is in to score from third. And not in time as the second run scores. Michael Candyman strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Out into right center. Well hit. And this will find the wall now, way out deep into the triangle. Around third and being waved on home. And they're not going to get him as he's in there to score.
Well, if he wants to go about getting the cycle, he's got the 3 hardest parts out of the way. So normally, this is the toughest leg to get, but he's able to make it up to third. Now he needs just a single in his next at-bat to finish it off.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. The early hit total, about what you'd expect in a score line such as this.
Yeah.
Nipped the corner, 2-2.
Yeah, a little surprising he didn't offer it that one. That was a dangerous spot for a good fastball hitter.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. And this ball's hit sharply toward the first base coaching box. It's a foul ball. Weekly hit towards first. He's got to hurry, and they'll extend their lead even further as the run's in to score from third. So standing in, Michael Candyman, and he's got the tough ones out of the way. Only a single, and he'll have the cycle.
And he's obviously seeing the ball really well today, and his teammates are up on the top step cheering him on, trying to get him that last hit.
And that'll get down for a base hit. So he goes after the first pitch, and it's early trouble here this half of the inning. And he's going to make it. He's in at second base with a leadoff double. And some action now in the Toronto bullpen as a right-hander starts to get loose. Cecil comes set. 1-1 on its way. Pitch is a called strike. The throw. Not nearly in time as he takes third easily. Fly ball out toward left center field. Jones on the move, but he can't get there. This splits the outfielders and heads toward the wall. And the runner from third crosses the plate.
And these guys just...
Michael Candyman will stand in here, but before he does, let's take you back to the very first inning. This was a 2-run home run right out of the gate that really got these guys off to a fast start. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1.
Not a bad idea to take a look at that one there. Now that you've seen the curveball, you can start to get a better gauge on it. You get a feel for what it looks like coming out of the pitcher's hand.
He pulls this one into right. In there, a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now. Michael Candyman has just hit for the cycle. That's a great thrill for him and everyone here in attendance.
Thrilling indeed, Matt. Now, I've witnessed a few others besides this one, and it's exciting for everyone, even broadcasters. It's a very rare thing in our sport, and it always seems to happen out of nowhere. So it's pretty cool for everyone here watching to see a little piece of baseball history.
Right-hander starts to loosen out in the bullpen now. This one's hit deep out to left center field. And the runner from third crosses the plate. The runner from second crosses the plate. And he is in there. Michael Candyman will stand in, and I don't know how you top this performance as he already has hit for the cycle.
Wow, I mean, I hope he's got that DVR programmed at home. He's going to want to relive this one for a long time, over and over and over again.
Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Pilar's there. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. An entertaining game all in all, so if we have to choose one who stood out among all others, why not go with this man right here? He's our This is the MLB pregame show, and I'm Matt Vasgersian, and as we draw nearer to the first pitch of Game 1 in the series, we'll give you the latest installment of our Topps Player Spotlight. Michael Candyman will be in the glow, and not only was he an all-star during the midseason break, but he also shined the brightest out of all the great players. About set for baseball now on the show as you get a look at Yankee Stadium here in the Bronx. Today, it's the home opener for Michael Candyman will stand in, and as you can see the big number there, he's up over 400 to begin the campaign.
Well, for me, that's just really impressive for a guy his age.
Meanwhile, this ball is into right center, and that ought to be good enough for extra bases. And he's not stopping. He wants 3. Throw won't get him.
You talk about flying. With his speed, he doesn't need a coach. Not even going to look at him. He's made his mind up. When he hits second, I'm not stopping. I'm getting to third.
Chopped foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Shot back up the middle, and a base hit as the run will come in to score, and that gives the Red Sox a 1-0 lead. And he is into second base with an RBI double. Michael Candyman will dig in. He tripled and later scored his first time around.
Yeah, he already got to show off those wheels, so let's see if he can make it happen again in this at-bat.
Watches a fastball right there for strike 1.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher, but the hitter as well. It's gone!
Michael Candyman heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
And he takes a cold strike, 0-1.
Well, this is pretty strange, guys. He's thrown a first pitch strike to every batter he's faced, and yet he's obviously struggling quite a bit. He's throwing strikes, but they're just way too hittable.
Hard liner to center field. And the leadoff man gone now to start the 5th.
And that's one of those plays where you might need to reinforce the laces on your glove after this inning ends. This is a fastball, and it is hammered.
Michael Candyman will get a shot here in a bases-loaded situation, and you'd have to say they've got the right man for the job up here.
Yeah, team leader in RBIs. He's got a shot to push that lead out even further if he could come through here.
And that's in there, base hit. Oh, and he botches it. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second. The runner from first crosses the plate. And he will make it all the way to third now as that mistake proves a costly one indeed.
Third baseman
Trent Candyman digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. 3 runs already home here. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. A diving try, but he can't haul it in. It's through for a base hit. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run's in to score from third. It's 8-0. Michael Candyman will stride in again, and before he takes his cuts here, let's flash you back to the 3rd inning. This was just a solo shot, but it definitely helped get this offense going. Back goes Bruce. Gone! A solo shot here to left. So a good offensive showing for these guys, but if we had to pick one player that stood out, that's our man right there. He's our Topps player of the game.
Yeah, he connected on a couple of long home runs. Really put his guys on his back and carried them to the victory.
So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Eric Caro, Steve Lyons, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. Both teams getting their final warm-ups in as we welcome you back to the MLB pregame show. First pitch of Game 2 in our series is right around the corner. But before we turn... Tuesday night baseball now from Yankee Stadium here in the Bronx. Tonight, the second of 3 to start the week between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. With that, here's a look at John Farrell's Boston Red Sox. Eric, who stands out to you?
Well, guys, everybody should be looking out for that guy in the number 3 spot. He's now working on the longest hitting streak of all time, and he's looking to extend his record even further.
Michael Pineda is on the mound for Game 2. What do we need to know here, EK?
Well, guys, this will be his second start of the season. In his first start, he already got himself in the win column. He'll be looking to add to that here.
Michael Candyman will stand in, and boy, look at that batting average to start off the month of April.
Well, you wonder when you look at his average why those numbers are so stellar. 4 hits in yesterday's game.
Line toward the gap in left center. In there, a base hit. And they'll have runners at second and third following the one-out double.
Batting fourth, third baseman, Trent Candyman.
Trent Candyman will stand in now, and beware because he has been off the charts hot here to start the season.
And I think it's just a little too early to get overly excited about this guy, but we all know he's very capable of keeping this up over the course of the season.
Only play is going to be at first, so that'll go as an RBI that brings home the opening marker of the ball game.
Batting fifth,
Number 7 is in to try and get that second run of the inning across, as he'll have a runner at third now with 2 away.
Yeah, 1 run's good, but you don't want to leave that guy stranded at third base. It'd be clutch right here if you could get him in somehow.
And he takes ball 4, so he's on, and as you know, that often means the steal could be in order here.
Early struggles here with the command. That's 2 hits and a walk now in the very first inning. He's going to need to sort things out here pretty quick.
Number 15 will come forward now, back in the lineup here after getting yesterday afternoon off. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
And one thing you can't do here, you cannot lose him and load the bases. He's still got a couple pitches to play with, but I'd expect this one to be somewhere in the strike zone.
Line drive to center field. In there, base hit, and that ought to get the run in from third. And a wide throw as this one gets by him at the bag.
Just a line drive right back there.
Michael Candyman strides in here. He scored a run after doubling to get on base in his first at-bat.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
Oh, high. Deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. Ready to take his hacks again, Michael Candyman, as he'll look to follow up the 2-run homer he launched over the wall last time up. And that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit. Trent Candyman will stride forward now. He's bounced out a couple of times already here in the ballgame. Double-barreled action in the Yankee bullpen now. A lefty and a right-hander start to get loose. A pitch out. The throw. It skips in and he's safe. Close play, but he's in there. Looking to keep this a 1-run game. Cutter, and that's a called strike 2. He took second fairly easily. Any thought of third base here?
I don't think so. He's got a good hitter at the plate. A single is probably all he needs. I'd let him try to drive you in.
Hit hard to short. In time to first, and there are 2 away. Number 7 will dig in. 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Has to be thinking strikeout here. Hit on the ground to short. Torreyes on the grass. Throw to first, not in time as the run is across to score. Michael Candyman will dig in again, and as he does, we'll flash you back to inning number 2 as you get a look at his 2-run homer that was a big blow early on. Oh, and he turns another one around here. And his fine ball game will continue. Give him another home run. Michael Candyman stands in again here with 2 home runs already to his name in this one.
And you know what, Matt? He's just made it look so easy out there. I think they've got to change their approach right here. Use some caution or something.
Boy, and they have not been able to get him out. This is now a 5-hit ball game for him here, and those don't come along every day. A runner on first with 2 away. Runner goes for second. Pitches a cold strike. The throw. And no throw, as it turns out, as he takes second with ease. And some action out in the Yankee bullpen now as a right-hander starts to loosen up. And the runner's breaking for third. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Red Sox leave 1, but they hold a 12-4 lead. An entertaining game all in all, so if we have to choose one who stood out among all others, why not go with this man right here? He's our top player of the game.
Well, he winds up with 3/4 of the cycle. Couldn't quite squeeze.
Back here on the MLB pregame show, Matt Vasgersian getting you set for the finale of this 3-game set. That'll come your way in mere moments, but first we'll take a look at the Topps Player Spotlight. Michael Candyman will be our focus. And not only was he an all-star during the midseason break, but he also shined the brightest out of all the great players in the game as he won the All-Star Game's MVP award.
You know, that's one of those honors, Matt, that's just really cool to get. Like you said, it means that you can dominate against the best of the best in the major leagues. Also, remember this. He's a big reason why his league's representative in the World Series will now have home field advantage this year.
Baseball from the Big Apple. We're at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. We celebrate Jackie Robinson Day with a great matchup between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. And now here's how the visiting Red Sox line up in this one. EK, any thoughts? Michael Candyman will stand in, coming off a 2-home-run game a night ago.
Well, you look at the average on the season, guys, and he's not sneaking up on anybody. Pretty amazing numbers for him right there. So yesterday's performance, obviously no fluke.
And this will find the wall out near the visitors' bullpen. In to score is the runner from first. Oh, and he runs right through the stop sign. And it's in time, and he's out at the plate. So one runs across, but the second one is cut down trying to score.
On the money. Well, you know, sometimes after you've run...
Michael Candyman will try things again. Remember, he was thrown out trying for an inside-the-park home run his first at-bat. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. He'll take the turn and head for second. And he will stroll in there standing with a 2-out double.
Here's another look at this swing in show motion. Check out the hand getting into good position. The hips start to rotate, and then whack. That's great extension all the way through the ball. That's the perfect swing right there.
Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. The run scores from second. It's a 3-0 game. And he will pull into second with an RBI double. So striding in, number 42, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Here's a swing, and oh man! Way out of here. So standing in, Michael Candyman, and he's got the tough ones out of the way. Only a single, and he'll have the cycle. And there's a base hit, so maybe some insurance here to lead off the 7th. Wow, he has just completed the last leg of a true baseball rarity, hitting for the cycle.
Yeah, good for him. You know, for a long time, a cycle was actually more rare.
It sails a bit, and he will get into second base as the tying run. And it looks like the Yankees will have a left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. And now they've got him picked off. Now they put the tag on him at third, and that'll officially go as a caught stealing there. Standing in a perfect 4 for 4 so far, Michael Candyman, and we'll see if he can put together a rare 5-hit performance here. Chapman has the target. Here's the first pitch. Line towards center field. And are you kidding me? Another knock. He's now 5 for 5 in this one. Boy, and they have not been able to get him out. This is now a 5-hit ball game for him here, and those don't come along every day. There goes the runner. Shot towards second. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit. And they'll have runners at the corners following the one-out single.
Boy, these fans will be happy to see this guy leave town. That's for sure. He has absolutely eaten them up here in this series. He delivers again.
And some action out in the Yankee bullpen now as a right-hander starts to loosen up. Oh, on the ground to first. Can this be 2? Oh, and it eats him up a bit. And the run is in to score from third. Well, a pretty good offensive show of force in this one. Probably at least a couple of players deserving. But, gentlemen, let's go ahead and give this man the nod as our top player of the game.
Yeah, seemed like everything he touched.